Hello gentle listeners, welcome back to episode 17 of Whispers of the Past. I'm your host, Josh, and today we're diving into the enchanting, elusive, and sometimes mischievous world of the Kitsune. The Kitsune, a legendary fox spirit from Japanese folklore, embodies duality, playful trickster and powerful protector. These magical creatures have captivated people for centuries, appearing in myths, stories, and even modern pop culture. So, settle in and join me as we explore the fascinating history of the Kitsune, uncovering tales of deception, loyalty, and transformation. To understand the Kitsune, we need to delve into its origins. The word Kitsune simply means fox in Japanese, but in folklore, it takes on a much deeper meaning. Kitsune are believed to be yokai, supernatural beings that exist in a realm between gods and demons. Originating from ancient Shinto beliefs, Kitsune are messengers of the deity Inari, the god of rice, prosperity, and fertility. This connection to Inari imbues the Kitsune with a sacred role as both protectors and, at times, tricksters. Kitsune myths began as early as the Hainan period, 794 to 1185, when foxes were seen as shapeshifters capable of transforming into humans, especially beautiful women. They would often use this power to trick unsuspecting people. But the reasons for these tricks vary widely. Some stories paint them as playful beings, enjoying a little fun at human expense. Others depict them as vengeful spirits, taking revenge for perceived wrongdoings. Yet, there are also tales where the Kitsune falls in love with a human, showing its capacity for loyalty and even heartbreak. One of the most common themes in Kitsune folklore is transformation. According to legend, a Kitsune can transform into a human after reaching a certain age, typically around 100 years old. When they reach 100 years old, they gain a second tail, and, with each century of age after, they gain another tail, with the wisest and most powerful among them boasting 9 tails. These 9-tailed foxes are known as Koyobi no Kitsune, and are considered almost godlike in their wisdom and power. However, the transformation is often not perfect. Details like a fox's shadows or a slight reflection in the eyes may reveal the Kitsune's true nature. Kitsune are known for their unique relationship with humans, often using their supernatural abilities to blend into human society. While they can be playful or dangerous, many stories portray Kitsune as mysterious entities who form deep bonds with certain humans. These fox spirits sometimes develop genuine attachments to the people they deceive or protect, which adds a layer of emotional complexity to their tales. The duality of the Kitsune, capable of both deception and loyalty, reflects the complex relationships humans have with the natural and spiritual worlds in Japanese culture. Kitsune challenge human perceptions, forcing people to question what they see and to look beyond appearances. Another fascinating aspect of Kitsune lore is the ability of foxes to possess humans, a process known as Kitsune-tsuki, or fox possession. In Japanese tradition, certain Kitsune can enter a human body, often to control, torment, or even teach a moral lesson. Historically, Kitsune-tsuki was considered a genuine mental or physical affliction, leading to various traditional remedies. People believed a possessed person might act wildly or erratically, often speaking in strange voices or exhibiting behavior beyond their control. Locals saw this as the fox spirit influencing their thoughts and behaviors, sometimes as punishment for past actions, or even as a way to draw attention to neglected rituals or family practices. While some sought priests for exorcisms, others believed only the fox spirit itself could leave willingly, meaning the person's family had to atone to appease it and make it leave. The power of the Kitsune to transform and possess, combined with its role as a messenger for the gods, makes it a deeply respected and feared figure in Japanese mythology. In various shrines dedicated to Inari, fox statues guard the entrances, symbolizing both protection and the Kitsune's watchful eye over human affairs. These shrines emphasize the spiritual significance of foxes as symbols of fertility and prosperity, demonstrating that the Kitsune's presence is far-reaching, touching on aspects of life, nature, and the supernatural. This reverence has endured through the centuries, with Kitsune legends continuing to evolve as they capture imaginations worldwide. Now let me tell you the tale of Tamamo no Me. In the heart of Japan's Heian period, the court of Emperor Tobo basked in an age of elegance and beauty. The palace was a world of its own. Vast gardens bloomed with cherry blossoms and red maples, koi ponds shimmered beneath delicate bridges, and every room was adorned with golden screens that captured mountain vistas, rivers, and mystical creatures, their colours glowing in the soft light. Into this splendid world arrived a woman named Tamamo no Me, and from the moment she set foot in the palace, her presence seemed to transform it. Tamamo no Me was unlike anyone the court had ever seen. Her beauty was dazzling, with features so flawless they appeared almost otherworldly. More than her looks, however, it was her wisdom and charm that captivated all that met her. Tamamo no Me could speak on any topic: art, philosophy, history, with a knowledge that went far beyond her years. Emperor Tobo, a ruler of both curiosity and intellect, found himself enchanted by her presence. In her company, the world itself seemed to brighten, and it wasn't long before she became his most trusted confidant. But soon after Tamamo no Me's arrival, Emperor Tobo began to weaken. He grew pale, restless, his energy slipping away little by little each day. His nights were haunted by strange nightmares, and none of his healers could find a cause for his decline. His advisors, unsettled by the mystery of his illness, began to whisper among themselves, suspecting that dark forces might be at work. But Tamamo no Me, serene and graceful, offered herself as his caretaker. Her concern for him seemed so genuine that the Emperor clung to her even more, feeling safe in her presence despite his suffering. As his health continued to decline, a renowned onmyoji named Abe no Yusuke was summoned to the palace. A master of magic and divination, Yusuke had spent his life studying the forces that moved between worlds. Observing Tamamo no Me, he watched her carefully, seeking any sign that might reveal her true nature. Days passed, and the feeling gnawed at him that something was amiss. Finally, he uncovered the truth. Tamamo no Me was not a woman at all, but a kitsune, a nine-tailed fox spirit who had taken human form. She was sapping the Emperor's life force to sustain her own power. With her true identity exposed, Tamamo no Me had no choice but to flee. She escaped the palace in the dead of night, her form shifting back into that of a gleaming white fox with 9 magnificent tails. She sped across the countryside, darting through fields and forests, her silvery fur blending with the misty landscape. The Emperor's guards gave chase, and the hunt stretched across the land, from the mountains to the rivers, through shadowed valleys and thick ancient woods. Finally, the chase led to the plains of Nasu, a desolate expanse of endless grass that stretched toward a sky heavy with clouds. Tamamo no Me ran with all her might, her form a blur against the empty plains. But her pursuers closed in. Trapped and exhausted, she was struck down, and there, in that wild and lonely place, her body fell. But even death could not silence her spirit. Her soul, still fierce and vengeful, was said to linger in the plains of Nasu, where it cursed any who dared to disturb her resting place. And so, the legend of Tamamo no Me endures, a tale of beauty and deception, of power and tragedy. whispered across generations as a reminder of a mysterious fox spirit who once brought the mighty emperor to his knees. This story has remained popular in Japan for centuries, and Tama no Nome has come to symbolize the dual nature of Kitsune, able to be both alluring and deadly, wise and deceitful. Some versions of the story suggest that Tama no Nome was more complex than a simple villain. Perhaps she was a misunderstood creature, desperate to survive, or perhaps her motives were more complex than mere malice. The tale raises questions about identity, loyalty, and the often blurry line between the supernatural and the mortal realms. Another beloved Kitsune story is the tale of Kuzunoha, which carries a more romantic and tragic tone. Kuzunoha was a white fox who fell in love with a man named Abe no Yasuna after he saved her life. To express her gratitude, she transformed into a beautiful woman and became his wife. Together, they shared a harmonious life and even had a son, who was named Abe no Seima, destined to become one of Japan's most legendary onyoji, or spirit practitioners. The family lived in a modest home on the outskirts of the capital, where their home was surrounded by lush fields and dense bamboo forests. Wild flowers grew along the dirt paths leading to their home, and the air was filled with the songs of birds. Kuzunoha would often sit by the window, gazing into the forest with a look of longing, as if the call of the wild and her fox nature tugged at her heart. Despite her longing, her love for her husband and son kept her close, and she was a devoted wife and mother. For years, Kuzunoha lived happily with her husband and child, hiding her true identity as a fox. However, one day, her young son noticed her reflection in a mirror, revealing her fox features. Realizing her secret was out, Kuzunoha knew she could no longer remain in her human form. Heartbroken, she left her family, but not without leaving a message in the form of a farewell poem, urging her husband and son to find her if they ever needed help. The poem was left on a sliding door and read, "If you love me and miss me, come to see me in the forest of Shinoda, deep within the thicket." Her departure left an empty place in the hearts of her family, and Abe no Yasuna soon embarked on a journey to the forest of Shinoda with their son. The forest of Shinoda was a mystical place, filled with towering cedar trees that seemed to whisper ancient secrets, and a river whose waters ran crystal clear. Upon reaching it, they saw Kuzunoha in her true fox form, watching them from a distance. Although she did not approach, she stayed in sight for a while, as if to show her undying love and her desire to protect them even from afar. After Kuzunoha's departure, her son, Abe no Seima, grew up and inherited the mystical powers associated with his mother's Kitsune lineage. He became one of the most respected onyoji in Japanese history, known for his wisdom, knowledge of the supernatural, and ability to communicate with spirits. Many believed that his mother's fox spirit granted him special abilities, linking him to a realm beyond the mortal one. As an onyoji, he served the imperial court, drawing on both human intelligence and Kitsune intuition. The story of Kuzunoha continues to inspire art, poetry, and theatre, reflecting themes of love, sacrifice, and the bittersweet separation between human and supernatural worlds. To this day, Kuzunoha is seen as a symbol of devotion and selflessness, reminding listeners of the delicate balance between love and the constraints of one's true nature. Her tale endures as a testament to a mother's love, which transcends the boundaries between fox and human, leaving a lasting legacy through her son's life. In addition to the Tamanohei and Kuzunoha tales, Kitsune legends vary widely in tone and theme. Some Kitsune fall in love with humans and live peacefully as loyal spouses, until their true nature is discovered. Other Kitsune tales serve as cautionary fables, warning people of the dangers of deception. There are also stories about Kitsune leading travelers astray, bewitching them to wander in circles, or even transforming into lanterns to lure them into dangerous terrain. A clever fox often leaves its victims confused, only to vanish into thin air, laughing at the prank it has pulled. Beyond their role in folklore, Kitsune are woven into Japanese culture. Shrines dedicated to Inari across Japan feature statues of foxes, often holding a symbolic object like a key or a jewel. These foxes are guardians, believed to protect the shrines and the people who visit. The duality of the Kitsune, protector and trickster, embodies the complex relationship humans have with nature in Japanese belief. The fox, cunning yet loyal, is respected and revered. In more recent times, the Kitsune has become a popular figure in anime, manga, and video games. From characters with fox-like traits to full-on Kitsune heroes and villains, this folklore spirit has found a new audience worldwide. Its portrayal varies from playful and mischievous to wise and solemn, proving that the Kitsune's charm is timeless. As we wrap up this episode, let's reflect on the allure of the Kitsune. Perhaps their appeal lies in their complexity, their ability to be both beautiful and terrifying, loyal and deceptive. They remind us that not everything is black and white. In the natural world, as in life, there are shades of grey. Whether as guardian spirits, tricksters, or lovers, Kitsune stories continue to evolve, keeping them alive in our imaginations. Thank you for joining me on this journey into Japanese folklore. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe, check out my other episodes, and send me a review or suggestions for future episodes to whispersofthepast@gmail.com. I'm your host Josh, and I hope to see you next time.